Welcome back to the Garden Report after a big Celtics victory over the Washington Wizards, 129-119. It was a lot closer than the score would dictate at the end of the game. Almost as close as a Harry's shave would get you.
Oh, there you go.
If you go to harrys.com.
See what you did there.
harrys.com/Garden Report, you get a free trial. Comes with a nice little razor. You get some shaving cream. I'm using it. I actually shaved before this episode, before the game today.
I can tell.
I think I look pretty darn good.
Looking clean.
So preaching what is it? Practice what you preach. That's what I'm doing right now.
There you go.
Speaking of practicing what you preach, we've been preaching that the Celtics need more than just Isaiah Thomas. And tonight, and in the playoffs, you've seen guys in whatever games it may be step up, whether it's Al Horford, whether it's Avery Bradley. Tonight, Terry Rozier, second-year guy who, when the Celtics drafted him, a lot of people were scratching their heads. Say, what? Like he was, flipping through their programs, their scouting reports. What the heck? Why are they doing this? Again, just like Danny Ainge and just like Brad Stevens saw something in Isaiah Thomas, they saw something in Rozier that a lot of people didn't see. They stuck with him, and now Rozier's giving you serious contributions in the playoffs. 25 minutes tonight and a game high. Plus 25.
Yeah, it started in Game 3, Jimmy, against the Chicago Bulls. They really needed that energy, that bounce, I call it. Rozier always has that bounce to him.
Rozier.
One of the things that used to drive me crazy about him throughout the season is that he could blow past his defender, but sometimes he can't finish. Now he's starting to finish a bit.
He's throwing down more.
He's throwing down more a little bit, especially in the fast break. I see him coming up with steals now. He did that in this game. That was impressive. But the most impressive shot was obviously that three-pointer in the corner. I mean, when he's a catch-and-shoot shooter, when he's when he's scoring in that capacity, he's a much more effective scorer. I'm not a huge fan of Rozier, off the dribble, try to cross you up and then shoot in your eye type of scorer. But when it's catch and shoot, that's when he delivers.
That was a Sam Cassell dance shot right there. A lot of people back home know what I mean by that. But Brad Stevens made a point to mention after the game that it's not his offense that it's really stuck out to him. His defensive rebound. He called him the best defensive rebounder on the team. And when you actually watch him, he loves crashing the boards, rising up, ripping down that board with that one hand.
That's because the bounce is real.
And getting the ball out there to Isaiah or Avery, whoever it may be, and just getting the guys going in the other direction. And it's worked out huge for them. Speaking of Avery, another guy tonight who played some big minutes, however, disappeared for a stretch. Scary little injury, kind of happened out of nowhere. Nobody really saw it happen live, and then all of a sudden you see him limp into the locker room. Right hip, I think they called it a hip pointer.
Yep.
Missed some time, came back into the game, though, and in the fourth quarter hit a huge three, missed a three, got his Celtics offensive rebound, got the ball back, corner three, put the Celtics up three, I believe it was at the time. So really good sign there because you saw what happened last playoffs without Avery Bradley. This team didn't stand a chance against the Hawks, so
same thing happens
just thoughts on him returning to the game.
Yeah, Brad Stevens talked about after the game how he looked a little stiff. So of course that concerns you because when you're keeping up with someone like John Wall, in my opinion, the quickest player in the NBA when it comes to controlling the ball, you're gonna need Avery Bradley if you want to win this series. So that was a bit of a concern. Hopefully this is just a bit of a scare. Hopefully this isn't something that dwells in the next couple of days.
Right.
Because this is a quick carryover. The NBA likes to speed things up in the second round. We're 2 days away from Game 3, so of course there's no time to sort of rest and recuperate. But speaking of resting and recuperate, Markieff Morris, I mean, for him to bounce back the way he did.
Somebody test that guy, please.
I guess.
I don't know what they shot him up with before the game.
Maybe that's where the rage comes from, right, Jimmy? Maybe that's why he's always so upset trying to pick a fight out there. But no, I mean, for him to bounce back in 2 days, I mean, that's remarkable, especially for someone who says that he's had injuries like this in the past, but he called Sunday's injury the worst. Out of all the ankle injuries he's had in the past, there he is getting people's faces, grabbing rebounds, and being effective right in that first quarter.
I mean, we're talking about a guy whose ankle literally bent 180 degrees. It was more like 90 degrees, but watch the video. I mean, ankles aren't supposed to bend that way. He thought it was broken, and now he's out there on the court 2 days later. Played 26 minutes. He was a positive in the stat sheet tonight, a +10 tonight. So
and he was yapping, too. He was yapping.
He took Al Horford out early on. That was a little payback right there, I think, from the maybe Horford getting under him accidentally, but still, in his mind, he wants to be physical out there. So
and then at halftime, I was watching the sorry not to cut you off, but at halftime I was watching the TNT broadcast.
Don't ever cut me off again.
He was yapping at Al Horford before the tip. He was getting in his face a bit.
I didn't see that.
I was trying to read his lips, but it looked like he was trying to say something.
We probably can't repeat it.
Something to the effect of, I'll keep it clean. Something to the effect of, you did that on purpose. Something like that.
Oh.
And Horford's like, whatever, man, let's play. Whatever, man, let's play. And then he clears them out 5 seconds into the game.
Wow.
Anyways,
okay, so hopefully they're even now.
Hopefully all is forgiven, you know.
But if Markieff Morris can bend his ankle in ways that shouldn't be bent, I think, you know, Avery Bradley is probably in that same mentality where nothing like that's going to keep him out of this series.
Right.
He sees what's going on with the Celtics right now. They look like a team completely different than that of the team we saw in the first 2 games against the Chicago Bulls. These guys are rolling. They have all the confidence. You know, they've dealt with the adversity, I think, better than any team really could.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going into a Game 3 in Washington on the road. They won't have the fans behind them this time. Not saying that the Washington Wizards have the greatest fan base. Shout out to other Wizards fans watching this video. Hate to say it. Not known as one of the louder, most hostile environments. Prove me wrong.
Not so much.
But in your opinion, what do the Celtics have to do differently to maybe put the Wizards away earlier? Because the first 2 games, they've come out flat.
Yeah. I think you have to make John Wall a little bit more uncomfortable. He was very comfortable out there, especially in the first half. The Wizards got out to that quick start, and you don't like to see that against the Celtics. Of course, the Celtics were able to come back just like they did in Game 1. But at the same time, you don't want to have to snatch that momentum from them in their house. So that's going to be crucial, I think. And I also think, look out for Bradley Beal. He's not going to throw up another dud. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two bounce back because they're, of course, that's the force that they are. You know, they need those 2 guys to go off every single night if they want to win this series. And, I mean, look at their bench. They're not getting a whole lot of help.
They don't have much after.
So it really comes down to those 2 guys. And, of course, the guys up front to come up with big defensive stops in Morris and Gortat.
Mine is come prepared. I mean, Celtics 9 turnovers in the first quarter tonight. Every time you looked up, the Wizards were going back in the opposite direction. Yeah. They outshot the Celtics by over, I think it was 11 shots. So even though the Celtics shot 70%, they were down double digits. So you got to come prepared on the road. You're not going to have the fans behind you to bring you back into this game. And if they go down big early, you might not be able to claw back. So Celtics, you got one more thing to say.
One more quick thing, something to keep a close eye on. The Celtics are getting to the free throw line much better than they did against the Chicago Bulls. Something to keep a close eye on because those free
34
throws,
times tonight, yeah.
Those free throws could really pay off in Washington if they're able to do the same thing in Game 3.
All right, Game 3, Thursday night in Washington. We'll be watching. We know you guys will be as well. If there is a Game 5, because I have the Celtics in 3, a lot of people know this. If there is a Game 5, we will be back here for Game 5. So we will see you guys then. If not, we'll see you in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ooh.
I'm not jinxing anything. I'm just saying we'll see you one way or the other. I'm not jinxing anything, all right? Joe Sway, Jimmy, Garden Report, Celtics 129, 119. We're out.